let's talk about Creature Commandos, right? It's the first project in the new DCU. James Gunn mentioned this when he did his whole presentation earlier this year, and we know now, and this has been confirmed by James Gunn on Threads, and this is something that, I actually came across and I was like, oh wait, this is all already out there. So we know now that the first season of Creature Commandos is going to have 7 episodes. 7 episodes. It's going to be animated where these characters, they're going to be voiced by actors who will probably make the jump to live action. And that's really, one of the most exciting things that I can think of, the fact that these characters will be live action at some point in the future in the DCU. And of course, the story here is that this sort of a Creature Commandos are kind of like a Suicide Squad, like Amanda Waller puts them together. They're, these like Frankenstein's monster, and you got Rick Flag's father, Rick Flag Sr. And, you've got a bunch of other, these fantastical characters who admittedly, I think live action would be difficult to, pull off, but like in an animated show, you have a lot more just freedom to kind of just roam and figure out what you want to do with these characters. And I really would love to see the animation style. Certainly right now that the style that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse really started has just taken a foot. Like every movie, even Pixar is trying to copy the style. In many ways, if you saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Mutant Mayhem movie, that's trying to copy the style. So everybody's trying to do that, moving, painting, sort of artistic, comic book come to life style, not your traditional Pixar 3D animation. And even the recent DC animated projects have started to kind of veer away from your traditional DC animation style. Now, having said that, this show, we now know it has a 7-episode first season, and the fact that they keep calling it a first season, where James Gunn has written all the episodes himself, and he has basically, going to be producing the show, certainly one of the executive producers. He also confirmed to us that most of the voiceover work, like probably not all, but most of the voiceover work is already done, like before the actors went on strike, which is great, because that to me is fantastic news, because this is a show that's meant to come out next year in 2024. It's probably going to be the only DCU project next year. And then the year after, we have Superman Legacy coming out. And Superman Legacy, of course, is meant to, officially kick off the new DCU. So we will get, of course, Blue Beetle this year, which is meant to be like the first character in the DCU. But I guess the story of the movie may not be canon to the DCU, and it's technically part of the DCEU. So there's a little bit of confusion there. We'll see how that goes. But as far as, just kicking off the new universe and having the first official project, or like at least one of the first official projects, because again, James Gunn keeps saying Superman Legacy will kick off the new DCU proper, but it looks like maybe Blue Beetle, the Jaime Reyes version from this year's movie, is going to come across in some way. And then, of course, you have Creature Commandos coming out next year, which I think is a bold way to launch a new franchise, a new cinematic universe with an animated project, and with the commitment to, take those characters into live action, kind of similar to what Star Wars is doing with, Star Wars Rebels and Clone War characters that are now coming out in live action in Ahsoka, and we have seen them in The Mandalorian. And when done right, it can be an absolutely, absolutely wonderful time for the fans, as well as just for anybody who's not even familiar with the characters. You're seeing these fantastic designs from the animated world being translated to the live action scene. So I'm excited to see where Creature Commandos goes. I want to know, if you guys think this show is going to just be like a mini series, like a lot of Marvel shows are, where it's 7 episodes, one and done, or are they going to, come back and do more of these? There's certainly that Suicide Squad aspect to this whole situation, where the team can keep evolving and changing, characters get killed off. It's another one of those, clandestine organizations or groups that are, Amanda Waller, the common thread there between Suicide Squad and Creature Commandos, and she's put together these people who they can just disavow if they get caught, or if shit goes sideways. So I'm excited to see how this project plays out. I don't watch a lot of DC animated stuff lately because I just feel like, they were in their prime with Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and Batman Beyond. Oh my God, don't even get me started. The Batman, the original, the Batman, the animated series, probably one of the best animated TV shows of all time. So, I certainly have sort of been of the belief that DC animated has sort of been on a downhill trajectory. of the last 5 years. So I'm excited to see now under the new leadership with James Gunn and Peter Safran, can they turn things into, you know, this more prestige animation, the kind of animation that we're seeing from Sony in the Spider-Verse, the kind of animation that, you know, Pixar has been known for, and what, you know, Disney animation has been known for decades, where not only are you, you know, showing us something that looks fantastic visually and is the ultimate creative artistic expression, but also are fantastic stories. And unlike what we've even seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, stories that will connect to the live action universe, and like what we have seen, I guess, in Star Wars, if I can see that in the DC universe, that would be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to it. Tell me what you guys think about this in the comments below. Of course, it's been a lot of fun just you know, looking back at that presentation from James Gunn, and now seeing that, you know, this project has been coming along so quickly. And yeah, I mean, voiceover work isn't the biggest part of these projects, but it's certainly an important part, and I'm glad that they got a lot of the voiceover work done before the actor strike, because we don't know when that strike is going to end. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and if this is a project that you guys are looking forward to, because I, for one, I am most definitely looking forward to it.